We are now recording. Um, your hair looks
Welcome
great.
back. Oh, it does?
Yeah, like you look really good today.
Oh, thank you. This is like day three hair. I should actually be washing it
How
tonight.
often do you wash your hair?
Like every 3 days, realistically.
Okay. It's not crazy. Okay. Yo, I am so tired, man. Welcome back to Twink Peaks, guys. Episode
Welcome
11.
back.
Yeah, episode we recorded last week. You heard last week. And we are recording this on a Sunday. Meant to record yesterday, but neither of us know how to communicate like real human beings. So we kind of
Yup.
fucked that up. But I was traveling to different city anyways. That's why my background's different. How have you been, Tate? What's going on with you?
Um, I've been okay. I've I've definitely wow, I'm tired.
Yeah, same.
I have been getting better at making friends or just like deepening the friendships I have here, which is nice. Other than that, I am like picking up habits again that I usually only get when I'm depressed. But it's all like physical habits, but I'm not getting the mental depression with it, so I'm a bit worried.
What are the physical habits like oversleeping?
Oversleeping, it's not being able to get out of bed at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just inability to like actually do things.
Okay, that's not great to hear.
No,
Really
right?
sorry about
But the
that.
thing is, there's nothing combined with like in my mental state to make it make sense.
Okay, maybe just a change of season, man. I don't know.
I'm hoping
I
it's
hope
just
so.
like the spring season.
Yeah. Do you generally fuck with spring?
Yeah, it's the nice like you can sit outside in the sun and like still feel a very nice cold breeze. So you
Okay.
can still wear like a sweater in the sun.
Mm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
not a
Mm-hmm.
very thick one, but you can wear one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Valid. Valid. Um. I was drinking juice like 5 minutes before we called, and it just went down the wrong pipe. So I'm kind of dying, guys. It's not doing well. Um. Okay. Great. Great. I got
Great. How
I
have you
got
been?
I got grills. Um. Fuck. Where are my grills? No. Oh. Okay. I got grills. Um.
Did you actually?
I hope. I wish I got.
Damn.
I got a
Because I was like,
dental
why didn't
guard.
fuck you show me?
That would be
Wow.
so
Oh,
sick.
that's good though.
Yeah, because I'd be grinding in my sleep apparently. So I have to wear this when I go to bed.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm a huge tooth grinder as well.
why don't you have one of these
Because I don't know if I do it in my sleep. I just do it in my daily life.
in your daily life? That's crazy.
I just do it when I'm stressed, which is apparently a lot.
Yeah, it checks out for you, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I've been doing pretty good, honestly. I've been feeling a lot better about my general life. I was fleeced by the United Kingdom government, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Trying to apply to go for some family relations. Uh, and it cost me 241 euros to apply.
Did they let you in?
I don't know.
Oh shit, you still don't know.
I still don't know. I mean, I applied on. I did my biometrics on Thursday, I think. And biometrics, man. Why is that old guy staring at me? What the hell is he doing?
This is like direct eye contact?
N- I actually have no idea. Guys, I'm in Munich right now. So you know that the white people are extra freaky here. Um, but yeah, what was I saying? Oh, man. So Yeah, so I paid 143 online to just submit the application, and then for them to get my biometrics, like my fingerprints and my face and shit, that's an extra 98. Uh, and so so you show up to the immigration office, sorry, to the biometrics place, right? And security guard metal detects you,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, cool, cool. You walk into the receptions, into the reception. Jesus, what's going on with me today? And receptionist takes your passport and checks like your visa appointment, and then she's like, okay, look into the surveillance camera, say your full name and your date of birth. And you're like, okay, so you do that, and she's like, okay, for sure. Gives you your stuff back. Sit in the waiting room. They call you up. You go into the booth with the employee. Um, they check your ID, sorry, your passport and your appointment letter, and they're like, okay, cool. Look into that surveillance camera. Say your full name and date of birth, and then after that, they take a photo of you. They take all your fingerprints, and they're like, okay, cool. We'll see if we fuck with you or not. We'll tell you in 10 to 15 working days if we fuck with you the long way or not. Um,
Isn't your trip in like 15 days?
Basically, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty sick, pretty gas. But I don't know. I could have applied earlier. I definitely should have. But I just had such a horrible streak of doing absolutely nothing with my life in February and a lot of March. I don't know what happened, but nothing was coming out of my fingers. I was not.
Yep.
I was just all of the rivers had run dry, and I was neglecting. Besides, like my social life, I was basically neglecting every other department of my life. So that wasn't great. Um, but yeah, I had something else to say about immigration, but who cares? It's gone now. Thoughts dead. Current song you're listening to, current movie
Ooh,
you've watched recently.
what did I watch? I think the last movie I watched was The Fly, which was 2 days ago.
Okay,
Jeff Goldblum movie.
okay.
It's freaky. It's like so gross. It's actually really, really, really gross.
So like freaky, like tongue flicking
No,
freaky, or
no, it's like if The Shape of Water didn't get freaky.
okay, wait, but I haven't watched The Shape of Water. Is that the one where he fucks the dolphin or something?
Where she fights like this manfish.
Ah, okay, okay.
Okay, but like not freaky.
There is a guy who like the scientist who he was involved with a dolphin,
Oh my God,
and
no.
him and the dolphin would take he would give the dolphin a bunch of acid, and he would also take a bunch of acid, and then and they fucked and stuff. And
Is this a movie or real
this is
life?
real life, and he described the dolphin as having a
The tightest
vortex
grip.
pussy. And yeah, they developed whatever the hell that was, and
They didn't develop shit. He developed something.
then one day he had a relationship. He was in a relationship with a woman, and he brought her to the pool, and the dolphin attacked her. So, uh, so your movie, so your movie is that freaky? Okay,
It's not that freaky.
it's not that
It's just body gore.
Ew.
It's like just really well done costume and props, but it's like really, really gross.
So the substance, basically, yeah.
Yeah. I
Which
still haven't watched
you
it, but
haven't watched
yeah.
because you hate women.
I know.
Yeah. Uh, Nasty
Yeah.
and song.
Song? No, I haven't had the opportunity. They're not playing.
No,
Well,
I'm
Substance is
saying, have you
purely.
watched any songs
Oh,
that you fuck with right now?
I thought you were
Sorry,
talking about the movie song.
the movie song.
Song. Um,
Guys, I'm so
movie.
sorry the energy's down today, but like we'll be so back next time. But it doesn't matter because you're gonna enjoy how toned down and real we are in this episode. You're gonna be like, wow, these guys are usually on crack cocaine, but today
Okay, it's
they're on
one of two
Molly.
songs.
Okay, you
It's
could just say both.
Love Me Not
Okay.
by
Raven Lene.
Raven Lene.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to mess up saying her name.
It's okay.
Raven Lene. I don't know. It just like scratches something in me.
It's a really good
And then
song.
the other one is American Love Song by Infinity Song,
I see.
which is a group
I see. It is a group of
of like
siblings.
siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real. Okay.
What about you?
Song. Song. I just looked at like the songs I've listened to the most, like the top 10 songs I've listened to the most in the last month or so. Number one is Fashion Week by Sad Boy. I said that last time though.
Yo,
God Stained by Quadeka is really good. And then Peru by, I don't know if you pronounce the name Chi or Chai, like Chi, featuring Len. Really good
I would say
song.
Chi, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I just say Chi. That's how I read it. That's how my mother tongue would tell me to say it. So yeah, that's that. And then movies, I listened to audio editor of the podcast, Lovely Tawia. He told me never watch Lost in Translation and Her back to back. And I was like, oh, so you're saying I should watch them back to back. So the stars lined up perfectly. Previous week, the weather was so great the entire week except for Sunday. So there was no real need to go out that day. And I was really hungover. So it's like, this is the perfect time to watch something that's going to fuck me up. So I watched Lost in Translation and Her back to back, and I was indeed really sad. I was very, very sad. It was very interesting seeing two directors, delving into a relationship that they shared, but like 10 years apart in such different ways. Have you watched Lost in Translation?
No, I have the DVD for it though.
That's crazy.
I got it secondhand, so I was like, I'm gonna watch this film. I haven't watched it yet.
Damn, that's really fucked up from you, man.
I know.
But yeah, sad. So that's what I watched. And it helped, man. Honestly, I really fuck with being hungover because it's like it opens up, it opens me up fully. So it's really easy to cry when I'm hungover. It's really easy to express everything going on in my wee little head. So yeah, it was really nice to actually be hungover and watch those movies.
Really? Because I was hungover like 3-4 days ago for the
Yeah.
first time in a very long time.
Nice.
I like slept for most of the day. I couldn't do anything.
That sounds nice.
I was
though,
like-
no?
We would just, here's the thing though. We were so drunk as like a group. I stayed over at my friend's place, but here's the thing. I'm sick. Well, I'm almost not sick, but my nose was still blocked.
Yeah.
So I slept at this guy's place, at my friend's place, and my nose is blocked. I'm drunk, and I have to keep my contacts in because I want to be able to see the next day.
Okay, see,
Which
that's
all
a bunch
accumulated
of things
into
that
the worst sleep I've had in months.
that's valid. I didn't experience 2/3 of that. So being hungover,
And then I
hungover
woke
was great
up.
for me.
Got driven back here, and then fell asleep from 10 to 3 p.m.
That's lovely.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
If
and I
if
missed
you're not
2
sick,
calls.
were the calls really important?
They were my friends, so yes, they were
Oh,
important.
was Idris one of them?
Yes.
Yeah, because me and him met up, and you're like, yeah, me and Tate were meant to call, but I guess
Yep.
Tate hates me, so he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Nope. I was, dead to the world for the rest of the day. And then even when I got up, I was like, this doesn't feel real. Nothing feels real.
You should drink more. Maybe it'll get better.
It's expensive here. You know how much a
valid.
pint costs here? 10
How
euros.
much? How big is a pint in milliliters?
Oh, 50 SL?
CL?
CL.
But what does that even mean? 50 centiliters? I fucking hate.
I think that means 500. No. I feel wrong. Oh, I
How
feel
big
stupid.
is a pint in milliliters?
It's
For
500 milliliters.
yeah, almost five.
It's
1 US liquid pint. Why are they different country definitions of pint? I
okay.
hate
Well,
all of
we're in
this.
France, so this is like half a liter.
Okay, sick.
Half a liter costs 10 euros.
That's so crazy and evil.
Yeah.
That's so crazy and evil. And you should
Yeah,
sue.
and here's the thing. We went to the ice hockey match and we didn't buy pints. We bought a full pitcher per person. We didn't
At
even
an
get
ice
glasses.
hockey game?
We got a full pitch. Like a full carafe
Yeah.
per
Carafe.
person.
A
Carafe
full
per person.
carafe.
And the thing is, we didn't even get cups to like pour ourselves. We just drank straight from the pitcher.
Nice. How much was the pitcher? Was that $10? Was the pitcher a pint?
No, the pitcher is a lot more. It was 20
Yeah, I was like, it's at a
bucks.
hockey game
It's
as
like a
well.
liter.
Damn.
Yeah.
Thank God you're not
It
paying
was.
rent, man. That would have sent me back
Oh,
5 years, actually.
oh my God, yeah. The thing is, I'm very lucky. The friends here I have all make more money than me, so they're very generous. And they always
Real.
offer to pay, and
Real.
I try
Me,
to pay
me in
back.
Berlin. Oh, yeah. What?
Are you saying you're super generous in Berlin and you
No,
pay
no,
for
no.
my stuff
Everyone
as well?
around me is
Oh,
super
okay,
generous, so
yeah,
they
yeah,
pay for
no.
my stuff. Yeah.
We're living off. Living the same life.
We're living the
It's
same life,
ridiculous.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool.
So I got lucky with that.
It's okay. When you are in Berlin, your liver will hate being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be cheaper.
It will be so
Also,
much cheaper, man.
crazy how I can get flights there and back again for 60 euros.
There and back for 60 euros? Can you fly
Yes.
straight to your town? Or do you have to fly to
No,
like a
I have to
place
take
and then
a
bus?
bus down to Geneva,
Ah, okay. Then you fly from Geneva.
which the bus is like 20 bucks each way.
Okay. Okay, but the flights are like 30 each way.
It costs almost the same to pay for a flight than it is a bus
That's kind of
for a
crazy.
significant distance.
What
Which is
airline is
actually,
it?
this is going to come back to the thing. I talked to my mom about this. This is really fucking annoying.
Hmm.
I don't understand why the prices of trains and buses have gone up so exponentially while the prices for planes, I feel like, have getting lower and lower. Because my mom tried to go from here back home and it was a last minute ticket. But why was the train home twice the price of a plane home when it is twice the like length of time? The trains and buses are supposed to be cheaper so that we can take them. It's a more ecological option. But why the fuck are planes so cheap in comparison? Why are trains so expensive?
Maybe it's oil prices going up, but what type of fuel do planes use?
It pisses me off because unfortunately I'm at the part of my life where I have to choose based on price
Yeah, because
if I want to do things.
we will remain at this part of our lives for a while. You're saying it like it's
Yep.
like it's a 1 year thing.
Like if it takes
I
me 4 hours in
need
total.
you to shut up, AI summary. Kill yourself, AI summary. Oh my gosh, in GTA. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
From where I am to Berlin, it takes me in total under 3 hours, right, by plane, and the bus to get down to the airport.
Yeah,
If I want to take a train, it takes me 25 hours, and yet
and
it's
it
still
costs more money.
twice the price. I don't get that.
Okay, planes use kerosene, but actually that doesn't answer my question at all. I don't know if that makes it harder or if that makes it more expensive or not. I can only assume that the war in Ukraine and Russia being like, oh, this is what you guys get for relying on us for oil, idiots. I can only assume that's affected like train and bus prices, but I thought that would affect planes as well. I also
Right.
don't understand. I don't understand at all the price of like plane tickets. It'll be like, oh, if you want to fly from like New York to London, sometimes it's 20,000 euros, and sometimes it's 50. It's like, what's going on here? I don't
I don't
get
get
it
it.
at all. So hey, to all of our
But here's my biggest tip to everyone out there buying flights. And
mhm,
actually, this applies to train and bus tickets as well, but mainly flights. Purchase yours on like, make sure you fly out on a Tuesday. That's the cheapest day of the week
interesting.
for flight ticket prices.
Also,
And if you do, get a VPN because they
that's
will
what I was gonna
charge you
say.
more depending on the country you're in.
Yeah, like one of our friends was flying to Colombia, but she set her VPN to be in Latin America, and the ticket prices were so much less than if she bought them while being in Germania. So yeah,
It's, well, which I kind of makes sense, but
personally, go for it, guys. Fleece the Europeans of all the money they have. But if you are trying to save money, guys, do not fall for that trap. I can't believe there's so many hurdles to get something affordable, man. Welcome to this is what the communists want. They want everything to be so expensive, you know. This is why everyone needs tariffs.
absolutely everyone.
Absolutely
You
everyone
get a
needs tariffs.
tariff. You get a tariff.
See, now that I'm releasing these weekly, we can actually talk about this kind of stuff. I have no thoughts though. Right now, no thoughts.
What has been happening recently, actually?
In the world?
Well, what's been happening recently in my life is I've become obsessed with a new influencer. Well, I've been always obsessed with her, but I've just like it's
Quen
exponentially
Blackwell?
grown. Quen Blackwell. She's so fucking funny, and she's so gorgeous. How could I not?
Quen, please give the snow puppy a chance. They are a ski instructor. They're really funny. They fat ass. And they have a heart of gold. A pure, lovely heart of gold. So Quentin Blackwell, if you're ever in Europe, remember this clip. Um,
Remember this. I'll get my money up just for you.
yes, they'll get their money up just for you because you deserve to be treated like that. Exactly. Exactly. Okay,
That's
that's been your latest
literally the
obsession.
only thing that's been happening in my personal life.
I have to look at my gallery. The sun's been out because it's now spring, and it's just led to just straight chilling in the parks, man. Just straight chilling, having a lovely time. Uh, yeah, couldn't tell you much else. Besides, like, I don't know, my adult life becoming a lot more serious. Um, Trying to put a lot more effort into living a sustainable life that I'm actually happy to be living in. Um, Being a lot nicer to myself has definitely helped a lot. I will say that. And yeah, it's kind of just when you're nice to yourself, then you want you to succeed. You know, it's like wow, who knew that? Who knew that's so crazy?
Who would
Um,
have thought?
who would have thought, man? I've been eating food that doesn't make me sweat. That's been nice. I feel like every meal I
Oh,
was eating just like I felt like whoo
what
afterwards.
did you cut out?
Um, I guess just the not as much stuff in the meal was like fried,
Oh, that makes sense.
fried and or warm. I feel like if I eat cold anything, I'm like, oh wow, this is basically salad, even if it's cold pizza.
No, but
um,
that's true. Anything cold just feels like a salad.
Anything cold feels like salad. Yeah, yeah, dude. Friday was that Friday? Friday was so hot. I was burning up in a t-shirt, and I was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this is my life now. I can't believe life is so good and worth living. Drinking in parks, getting drunk in parks, getting tipsy in parks. You know,
I miss getting drunk in parks.
you will get to do that, man. And
I will.
once we move you back somehow, some way, uh,
Somehow, some way.
it'll happen again. It'll happen again. Uh, yeah, I don't. Not a lot has been going on in my life besides just editing more. I went to the doctor because I couldn't hear out of my right ear. Turns out, like, it was kind of just nothing because I could hear out of my. Like, when I booked the appointment, I was like, damn, I can't hear shit out of this ear. And then a day later, everything was back to normal. I don't need a hepatitis vaccine right now. That's cool, I guess. Um, yeah, just looking for employment and shit like that, you know. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. Uh,
I watched a ton of really good movies at the end of last month.
Hell yeah. What was your
I watched
favorite
one
one?
almost,
Favorite
oh,
one. Just one.
by far, Black Dog.
Okay.
It's a Chinese film,
Hmm.
and it's so, so fucking good. I went with a friend of mine. Oh, I went with a couple, but it was so funny because at the end he was like, "I really liked it." And for context, the main character barely speaks.
Mm.
I think maybe like three times max.
Okay.
And he goes like the whole time I just couldn't stop thinking about how the fact that he probably didn't speak because he's a Taiwanese actor with a Taiwanese accent, and this is the north of China with a very specific, distinct accent, and that's why they didn't make him speak.
Interesting.
So I don't know if that's true, but that's what he was like. That's what it felt like because every time he did speak, you could hear the accent.
Huh. You know what? Actually, this is a good segue to something I was talking to my cousin about was we watched Fargo recently, and
I hate
Fargo's
that
like,
movie.
you gave it 3 stars. Calm down.
I
I checked
hate
your
it. I hated
reviews.
the experience.
You hated the
I hated the
experience?
experience.
Oh,
I hated
jeez.
it. It was
Oh,
so fucking
yeah.
boring.
It's so fucking boring. That's crazy. I don't think so. But anyways, um, what I wanted to talk about was that movie was an hour and a half, an hour 40 minutes,
It felt like
and
two.
yeah. But to me, that's like in a good way because I feel like nowadays, my whole point is that there are way too little limitations on art anymore. I was just saying that there are too few limitations on art these days, and that's not a good thing. Like, uh, I feel like with most movies that I watch nowadays, they are unnecessarily 2 hours, 2.5 hours long when they don't need to be. Every scene feels like it goes on for a minute way too long, and there's just no need for it. But I feel like you got so much out of the hour 30 that Fargo had because if they made it 30 minutes longer, that would have been like $1 bajillion worth of film that they would have had to get like as part of their budget. But they were kind of forced to make movies. I guess movies used to be shorter because they didn't have enough money to be like, okay, cool, we're just going to use 3 hours worth of film roll and that'll be okay. Whereas these days, the only thing you're really worried about is, oh, do we have enough SSDs storage wise, and that's not good. And like what you brought up about the guy with the Taiwanese accent in North China, that's a limitation that the filmmakers had to work around. Whereas
Yeah, and
nowadays,
he performed his fucking ass off.
in The Brutalist, they used AI to make the Hungarian accent like sound more authentic.
His Hungarian accent?
I think I think he's Italian. I think his partner's Hungarian accent.
Why didn't they just like get the partner to be a Hungarian actress?
Why didn't they just make the
Because
act,
I haven't watched the
yeah,
movie, so I
or make
don't
the
know.
actor work harder? Either or. Just be like, hey, lock the fuck in because this accent is scrappy, or get a Hungarian actress. Like,
Right? It's not like there's that few Hungarian actresses in the world.
but that's so upsetting that instead of like that's your limitation is that okay, cool, you know, maybe there aren't many Hungarian actors, whatever the hell, and your solution is, oh, we'll just use AI to polish up the accent, to polish up the voice. That's so lame. Just have just have the character say 3 words. Just have the character say 3 words just like that. Just like that. I
Yeah.
think that's so much more admirable. It always makes the movie better when I find out the hell, or not even just hell, just the difficulty it took to craft something uh that well. And it's something that I think about this myself, like how lackluster are my skills compared to people 30 years before me because I have the advantage of, I don't know, really powerful laptop. So I can just kind of throw around edits here and there. Whereas, I don't know, even back home when I use my dad's laptop, I couldn't fuck around while editing a video because if I put an effect that was a bit too heavy, that laptop was going to crash. and would be so difficult to turn back on. Whereas now, with this, like, I'm so glad I have this nice ass MacBook. That's not the case. It's not the case. I can kind of just fuck around, see what works, see what doesn't work. And I don't know, those limitations are what make the art, you know? Like, I don't know, I feel like art in countries with little censorship is okay. But when you have to bypass severe censorship from authoritarianism is when people often create the most meaningful art, I'd say.
They're just forced to be creative with what they want to say. So,
Yeah,
like, if they want to do something and imply sex or something, you have to be very creative when there's a fuck ton of censorship, you know?
exactly. You have to be
You can't
like, oh
just show
yeah,
people fucking. You have to,
that's,
like, explicitly show the passion between the characters and do that. Obviously, I'm not for censorship.
yeah, not for censorship either.
No, but I do think that sometimes people get lazy when there's just so much option and they just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, because I say that because I get lazy when
I
there's
get
so
lazy
much
too,
option. I'm
man.
like, there's too much. There's so much to do. I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna do nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I appreciated how much information the Coen brothers were meant to squeeze into that movie while keeping it under an hour and a half. And yeah, I think the issue is I don't think artificial limitations work either because there's no real skin in the game. As an objective observer with no skin in the game, there's nothing actually, like, you're not scared to fuck up. If I decided, okay, cool, I need to make a movie on just like VHS cameras, there's still not that much jeopardy because if I fuck up, I can just go back to recording on a digital. Whereas back in the day, that's all you really have. So you have to be locked the fuck in. And we just aren't locked the fuck in anymore like that. I think it's a little
Yo,
upsetting. Yeah. You good?
yeah, I'm just thinking like you're right, but also, is there a solution? And I can't think of
I
anything.
can't think of a solution either. Which I actually don't like. I don't like just ranting and yapping about stuff without offering some type of solution. Maybe the solution is try and find something. If you're an artist, even if you're not an artist, everyone's an artist, man. Just like how when you started biology in high school, your teacher was like, everyone's a scientist. We're all artists, we're all scientists. Um, Find something that still has a lot of limitations in your life and try and do that thing. Um, Maybe you want to learn how to play guitar and you just don't have the money for lessons. There's your limitation, I guess. And just try and find those things in your life. I'm sure that unless you are so supremely talented at every single thing you do and are also a trust fund baby, I think you can find some limitations in some aspects of your life. Maybe the weather is a limitation in the aspect of your life. Maybe you're going to challenge yourself to make a movie that takes place in only sunlight and you live in fucking Greenland or something. I don't know how the weather in Greenland is actually. You live in Berlin. There we go. That place sucks for sunlight, man. So, yeah, try that. Mayhaps.
Yeah,
Mayhaps.
mayhaps.
I have other topics written down. Um, I think this is kind of on the vein of what we're talking about. I wrote down, by this time next year, what would you like to have stopped complaining about? So not in regards to gratitude, but a lot of the time I think about things in my life I'm not satisfied with that I always complain about. And I'm like, imagine how refreshing it would be in a year if you just didn't do this anymore because you just did the thing. Like, I remember I used to live in an apartment building that had a free gym. And every time I tell people where I lived, I'll be like, yeah, it's expensive. And I don't have the money to pay for it. Neither does my family. But at least it's a free gym. But I don't use the free gym either. And I was like, okay, shut up. Just use the gym so that a year from now you don't have to be like, yeah, well, I don't use the gym either.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's something like that in your life without getting too personal, obviously. Um,
Um, Actually, it's kind of similar to yours in terms of sports.
mhm.
I have so much sports equipment. My mom and dad just gave me a bunch of their stuff, sports stuff that they don't use anymore. So I got my mom's mountain bike, um, gravel
In
bike
France?
thing. Yeah, they brought it all the way over from
Oh,
the
sick.
Netherlands
Oh yeah,
to France because this is a mountain biking area as well. It's
true.
not as big as certain areas, but there is trails. And she got this for like as her gift, her wedding gift. I can use it.
Yeah,
I can go biking, but I'm not. I can literally in this weather. I can. I just don't. I have all my mom's climbing stuff. I could do that. That one's actually a bit different because you can't climb alone
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
you need
yeah. Yeah.
someone.
Yeah, I
But
mean, like you
I don't.
can, but
I'm
that's not a good idea.
trying to find a way to make that work. I'm trying to see how to join groups and stuff. But
Hmm.
it's like this, I'm complaining about, oh, doing these activities. Like I should do, I'm complaining only to myself. I should be doing them, and I have all the equipment, and I'm just sitting on my ass and doing nothing.
Okay, okay. I
Because
think
this could also solve my issue of I'm missing connection in this area.
also, yeah, very true. If you just
It's
biked,
two birds
then
in one stone.
maybe what feeding two birds with one stone, you mean?
I thought I said the saying wrong. And I was like, no. You're right, it is feeding two birds with one stone.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, I think language learning is that thing for me. But like a year from now, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, so my German. Suck it up, learn it. Just do it. Just learn it.
Yep.
I always talk about, oh yeah, I have to just like lock in. I just have to like lock in. I just have to like lock in so I can get a freelance visa. Just fucking do it then, man. So that a year from now, that in April of 2026, when my current job seeking visa expires in a month and a half, I won't be like, oh yeah, I just have to log in to get my freelance visa. I actually have everything lined up and ready to present to this government and be like, yo, let me fuck around, please. Yeah.
Yep.
What's your biggest hurdle with situations like this?
My current biggest hurdle?
Like, why don't you just do it?
I I don't know. Well, there's one thing which is so fucking stupid, but I think if anyone can understand is I don't have my earphones. I only have these
Hmm.
headphones, and anything that covers my head is generally like not my favorite type of headphone. If I bike with that, I sweat a lot, and it's so uncomfortable, and it's such a
Yeah.
stupid hurdle. Because I'll pick up my headphones when I'm back in Berlin.
Would
They're
you
s- there waiting in Luna's mom's apartment.
would you just cycle without any music?
I would, but I don't wanna. That's the thing. It's stupid. It's so stupid. I just don't wanna.
Okay, okay, okay. That's valid. That's valid.
That
Um,
being said, I
no,
did
it's not
jump one
valid.
hurdle.
But carry on.
I jumped one hurdle. I got an app to find a bunch of different hiking and biking trails, so I have that. So now I don't have the excuse of I don't know where to go.
Is it
I do know where to
Komoot?
go. It is in fact Komoot. Yeah.
Nice.
My mom recommended it.
Okay, 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 okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm glad that you're doing that. Yeah. I think okay, this is actually getting personal, so listen up guys. I'm not gonna open myself up like this ever again unless you subscribe to our Patreon, which I'll make one day. See? Let me just fuck.
In six
No,
months.
should I just do it? Do we even have people? Fuck it, bro. Why
I don't
not?
think we have enough.
I don't think there's enough, but whatever. Someone needs to edit clips then. Someone needs to edit more clips for the podcast, whatever. Anyways,
Yep.
I do believe that at the end of the day, the thing I want the most is attention, and sad shit gets a lot of attention, and I think that's part of the reason why I don't just do things. Because I kind of like that, oh, my life is a tragedy. They're like, oh, nothing's really working, and immigration's really tough, and things just aren't going for me. I think it's just a lazy way to go through life without really confronting everything. I don't know, victim mentality is all I'm saying, I guess. I
Yeah.
think I just have a lot of victim mentality, and that's
It
what
also like no, keep going. Sorry, I interrupted you.
you go for it, man.
I was just gonna say it also feels like when you're in that place, you feel like there's more to talk about.
Yeah.
So you feel more interesting because there's these things happening to you. So you're like, oh, I can talk about this that's been happening to me.
Hmm.
When good things are happening, they're just like they're good, so they feel good, and you don't feel the need to talk about them because they're just there.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about relationships actually, where for the longest
Yeah,
time, by own doing, I was not in the best of situations, but I always had something to yap about. Whereas like now
yeah,
people will ask and I'll be like, yeah, it's good because it is, and there's not much more to say. But yeah, I really enjoy the place I'm in right
yeah. I
now.
think because that's the same thing. Because we were both in a relationship at the same time, and neither of us would talk about relationships because there was nothing really going on.
Yeah, it was
Well,
very
I had
chill,
some
very
things to
nice.
talk about, but in general, it was mostly just like good.
Yeah,
And when it's good, there's nothing to talk about because it feels good, like this overwhelming feeling of nice contentness. When things go
yeah,
bad, you just feel the need to talk about it.
and I'm sure that's why people feel uh a lot of the time at least the need to gossip because gossiping is never like, oh, yo, I heard Nay's doing really well right now. I heard that she's enjoying life so well. Oh shit, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone I said this.
It's funny because I'm a huge gossip. I love
I'm a
gossip.
huge gossip man. That's
And you're
why
so right.
that's what this
But
whole
also
podcast is.
when good things happen to people, it is fun to gossip if it's a big thing.
True. If
But that's the only time it's fun. If something bad happens to someone, even if it's small, that's also fun to
yeah,
gossip
if I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna work on a what's an important film? Hey guys, I'm working on Avengers 6, but don't tell anyone.
No, that's huge
That's
gossip.
fun.
That's
That's
fun
huge
to talk
gossip.
about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But getting out of your own way is something that I don't want this to be my life's theme. I want this to just be a thing where I was like, yeah, I thought it was really hard to get out of my own way when I was 22, and then I just did it. So it's fine, I guess. You know, uh, same goes with like addictions. I've talked to a bunch of people that smoke, and they're like, I don't want this to be the thing. It's like, oh yeah, it's just hard for me to quit smoking. I just want to quit smoking. I just want to
Yeah.
be like, yeah, I just did it when I was 25, and now I'm 47, and it doesn't. It happened 20 years
Yep.
ago. That was me 20 years ago. Like it doesn't play a role in my life at all now. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is funny because I think my mom just quit smoking cold turkey.
How old is
So
she?
it's possible. She was 38, 39.
Was that like around the time when they were trying for you?
Yeah.
That
As
was
soon as
crazy.
they got me, it was just like, oh, I think it was before they had me. They were just like, yeah, just gonna stop.
Like before they were,
I
or when they found out that she was
I
pregnant.
can't tell. Like
Okay,
I just don't know. But
because
it's either one. But she quit cold turkey when she was
that's
like either when I was found to be born or
mm-hmm,
conceived
mm-hmm.
or when they wanted to conceive me.
Okay,
It
because
works. And it helps though to have a big goal.
that's so wild to be going through withdrawals and pregnancy. So I
I
pray to
know.
God that she had been sober for like maybe a year when they decided um that they wanted to have a kid because that's kind of
Yeah.
wild
And
to
she
go
never
to.
picked it back up.
So we picked it back up. Proud of her, man. That's my meal for real. Shout out to you. Uh yeah, that's get out of your own way, guys. It's really hard, but you know what's harder? Being
This date.
Uh, I actually don't know what's harder. I couldn't think of a segue there at all. Um, yeah, I don't even know why I'm so tired. I think it's just been days of getting just less than ideal sleep. And I think I've been doing that for about a week and a half now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
me too.
today I really fucked up because I traveled yesterday and I think I went to bed at 1, but I wanted to watch a Formula One race at 7. I woke up at 7, I watched it. I slept through most of it, but even just waking up to try and do something at that time kind of cooked me for
Yeah.
the rest of the day. So I'm really tired right now. And this is not, what's so funny is that, like, what the hell am I going to put in the episode trailer? Because there have been
Nothing.
no hee hee ha ha's in this episode, which is fine. Like, there doesn't need to be hee hee ha ha's. I think I don't want this to become a thing where we feel pressure to be as funny as possible and on it and dialed in all the time. Ultimately, the few people that do listen to us, kind of
They
listen
know
to
us.
us.
They know us.
Yeah, but
They know our faces.
they'll listen regardless. That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
that's
actually other
true.
people who listen regardless. So shout out to you who listens regardless.
We love you.
We love you so much. Unless we don't know you, then we fuck with you. That's where it ends. That's where it ends. Yeah. You have anything you want to talk about, man?
Let me think. I've been getting back into kind of nostalgic things for the last year,
Okay.
like the full last year. Like, remember, I went through the full Sudoku phase. I'm still kind of in it, not as intense,
Is
but
that
last summer I
nostalgia for
really got
you?
into Sudoku. Yeah, I think I played it a lot as a kid. I started watching a show that I used to watch as a kid recently, and that's felt good. I never finished it, so I guess I'll like watch what I used to watch as a kid and then finish it as an adult, which is fun.
Mm.
But it's all these kind of hobbies and interests where I'm like, it feels nice to indulge in stuff that is so nostalgic. Even though I don't fuck with it necessarily that much now, it just feels good.
Yeah. Where do you think that comes from? Why do you think are we just afraid of time moving forwards? So we're clinging to what was behind. I mean, probably right.
Yeah. I think it just makes me like think of being a kid when it was simpler.
Hmm.
Just like the media piece makes me think of like when things were a lot easier mentally.
Did you want to be older when you were younger? Where you're like, hell yeah, I'm a kid.
Of course.
Of
I
course, you
feel
wanted
like
to be
most
older.
people, I think most kids always want to be older
Yeah, I
when they're
wanted,
young.
I wanted to be the age I am about now. I remember talking to a friend of mine, being like, "Damn, I can't wait until we're like 20, 21." Oh, did it say reconnecting on your end?
Yeah, but it's gone now.
Okay, same, same, same. Uh, yeah, I wanted to be 20, 21, 22, and I mean, to be honest with you, to be so real, all the things that I think I wanted to do when I was a kid, being like, oh, it'd be so cool being 20, 21, 22. It is. It is.
It is.
I wasn't
But there's
wrong.
also so much shit that I didn't think was coming with it.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not. But I think there is some comfort in being like, okay, cool. It's not a complete flop. And um yeah, it makes me feel a lot better. I don't know. Just being my own person and not having to, like, I could just decide to go to bed at 5 a.m. every day for the next week and no one would stop me because why would anyone stop me? And that's really cool. But it's kind of nice that my parents would be like, okay, well, should probably go to bed soon, huh? Like, yeah, probably should go to bed soon. But hell no, I would not relive. The thing about like missing being a kid is that I would never relive any part of school ever again.
Oh, God, yeah. There are holidays. There are holidays I would relive. There are
Holidays, I would
weekends I
relive.
would relive.
Hmm.
There are
Hmm.
after school things, but there are never in school parts where I would relive.
Never in school parts. Maybe, maybe the last month before our final exams, we were just addicted to playing Among Us at school. That was really fun.
That was fun,
Um,
actually. Playing Among Us in school was fun.
yeah, maybe I'll relive that. Um, no, still nasty. I was 18. I mean, I'm only 22 now, but still kind of stinky. I don't want to be. I wonder what my headspace was like back then. There was a lot less going on up there. Like, I think.
Yeah. Somehow, if I like looked at my younger self, I think there'd be too much happening up there, actually. It
You
depends
do
the age.
you do
As a
also look old
teenager,
as fuck.
actually, I literally hung out with a couple people yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, we thought you were like 24, 25," which is is fine. I don't mind hearing that, but I'm like, when I make a stupid mistake, I hope that my age makes up for it. So I just assume everyone knows I'm 21 and that this stupid
Mm,
mistake is because I'm young. But no, if I look 25, people think I'm 25 and I make a dumb fucking mistake I shouldn't be at that age. I'm like, "Oh no, you guys think I'm stupid."
okay, but like think of the 24, 25-year-olds you know right now. If they did that dumb fucking mistake, you wouldn't be like, damn, grow up. Because we all see them as like kind of
Our age, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just not used to being the youngest here. Here's the thing, I have like two separate groups I will hang out with, and in one I'm the youngest and one I'm the oldest. And okay, can I just say this though? I hate being the oldest, specifically here,
Hmm.
because if I'm the oldest here, that means everyone here hasn't gone to university because or they're just working.
Yeah, that's
And
a
I just
hard oldest to be.
um I find it hard to not be around people that aren't in uni or have not just already been, because it's a whole different phase of your life. And unless you've like worked for a really long time, but university does give you a certain amount of life experience.
Hmm.
And it's so hard because I'm like, why the fuck am I hanging out with like 19-year-olds?
Yeah,
They're
I
2 years
get
younger
that.
than me, but why?
I think
And it's like they're fun, they're nice. That's why I'm hanging out with them. But at the same time, I'm like in these conversations, I'm like, you guys are 19, and I
yeah,
can tell.
we're in a unique position where even our younger friends, for some reason, at least most of the time, have experienced way too much life for their age. Shout out to Will, shout out to
Yep.
Antonio.
Yep.
So
Shout out to
even then,
Daria.
shout out to Daria. Oh, shout out to Daria, man. Bless her soul. Um, so in those situations, even though I am like, oh, I am talking to, I mean, everyone I mentioned is in their 20s now, but still like there's a lot more there than me just being like, damn, I'm 22 talking to a 19-year-old. Isn't this a bit weird?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But I get that. Being the oldest is just really strange when, at least in my life, I've always felt like I was on the younger side of
It's
whatever
because you
group I
got
was
that
in.
younger brother energy.
Yeah. May it never leave my body. May God murder my children. Shout out to you, Kevin Gates. Is this what we were talking about? What were you talking about before?
It's just, I also feel like that's another thing why I don't understand when people will like date, and not in an illegal way, but if like a 23, 24-year-old would date a 19 or 18-year-old, like that's perfectly legal.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird though, because totally different spaces in life, totally different. I just don't think I could date someone that's 18. You just left high school?
No.
What do
No.
you have going for you? I need you, I want you to be able to experience things in life.
Yeah.
Experience them. Fuck up.
A lot of the time when I talk to new people, they think that I might be one of those people because my partner has just started their second semester of uni, but we're the same age. But every time I talk about like when they're like, "Oh, how often do you guys see each other?" I was like, "Oh, when they started uni, um, I was going, I was seeing them all the time. I was going to Munich all the time, and I'll see like a bit of a shift, and I'll be like, okay, in the next 5 sentences, I need to make sure
Explain
that
her age.
I need to make sure that they know she's 22. And
Yeah.
at least twice they've been like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad you said that because I was looking at you a bit funny." um,
Oh God.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. No, it is wild. I'm trying to think of
Also,
how old is your
I think
sibling?
another one is if you haven't, Tyler is 19.
2005.
Yeah. No, yes.
Okay, 2005s are full
End of 2005, like
are
one day
full
before
human
the end of
adults,
2005.
but they're still you can still tell that there are holes
Not
in
an
the
adult in me.
brain.
Yeah. That's not an adult to me.
There are holes because like friend of the show, friend of my life, Jan. Jan is also born in 2005, and I spend
Oh,
so much time with Jan.
no way.
Yep.
I thought Jan
But
was 22.
I think this is fucking you up. You thought Jan was 22?
Yes. He's so put together. Shout out to Jan. You're so put
He's
together. You
turning
seem like you kind of have an idea about yourself in life. I
he's
respect that
he's
about you.
turning 20 in September, bro.
I'm gonna kill
He
myself.
finished high school last year. Yeah. 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 Nasty.
Disgusting.
But what was my point about Jan? Oh, I was gonna say that I think you have a fucked up view of 2005s though,
Yes, because I
because
have a sibling.
exactly. Like I was talking to um one of Jan's classmates because we were playing like basketball and she was there and she was born in 2006 and I was like this is not right. But she asked me what year I was born in and I was like, oh, 2002. And she was like, oh, you're almost as old as my sister. And I was like, nigga, what do you mean? And the sister's born in 2001. I'm like, your sister who's like 23. Like, what's the issue?
Yep.
But yeah, it's when someone is a similar age to your sibling, unless you're like a
It
year apart,
skews your whole
yeah,
view.
you're always like, that's kind of fucking gross that you're
Yep.
actually that close to my sibling's age. Yeah.
I will say though, if you haven't gone to uni, um, right, because I think that's a very important developmental stage, you have
Yeah.
to have left the place you grew up in.
Yeah.
Because you can't just like stay in the same place that you grew up in and not go to uni. Because I feel like those two things are one of the biggest things in life that will like let you grow.
Yeah, I agree. Unless you were working when you were like 16 or something like that, like working full time when you were like 16. I guess so.
Even
I guess
then,
so.
it's like it's not just the working that I think grows you as a person. I think it's the actual meeting people and it's the experiences. It's
But
the
do you think
putting yourself in uncomfortable positions.
do you think that's my favorite saying? Sorry. That's a LeBron James reference. All my LeBron heads will get that. Um I do you think that the exception to that is people that born and raised in really big cities?
I think that
Because,
can play an exception,
for example,
yes.
friend of the show, friend of our lives, Idris, he only started uni in like September, October,
That's
but
true.
he's born and raised in Berlin, and you would say that like Idris is pretty.
That's true. Actually, no, you're right. I think big cities, but I think it depends the big city. I think there are certain big cities in America that don't, in my head, even though they are big cities, count as big cities because you can't go anywhere and meet people as easily as you can in a European big city
True,
or maybe an Asian big city and stuff, you know?
true, okay, yeah, and the advent of public transport,
Yeah.
that definitely helps in your exploration of life and what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I guess now I'm just like in a point where I'm like in a small town.
Hmm. And yeah,
And
you're dealing with small town 19-year-olds, which is like
yeah,
kind of the
which
equivalent
are
to like
like
big town
yeah,
15-year-old, I guess.
kind of actually a little bit, yes. They're very sweet because I always find the international people no matter where I go.
Yeah.
Um, but so they've got that.
Hmm.
They've experienced more things, but you can still tell they're 19.
Hmm. Yeah. Grow up, guys. That's what we're saying.
Experience things. Put
Yeah.
yourself in positions that are not comfortable. This is literally what I'm doing right now. I'm moved to a small town to make some money and to get a fucking driver's license. And it is so uncomfortable and it is actually killing me slowly inside. But I've learned more about myself in the last 3 months than I have in like the last end of the 6 months of last year.
Valid. Yeah, that's how I feel when moving to a really big city coming from where I'm from. Uh, it's been it's been interesting adjusting, and it's
And
like you said, it's told me about so much of myself that I didn't want to know. Let's just say I didn't
yeah,
want to know all this
I
about
didn't want to know
myself.
because I didn't want to be aware of this problem about myself. I would have been completely fine not knowing this thing about myself for the
Yeah,
rest of
I
my
would have
life, and I
just
would have
been
been
like
happy.
our parents' generation, you know?
Yes.
It's like
I do think there's too much self-awareness nowadays.
now, yeah, but I think the self-awareness is because of
I
online
think it's because
perception.
yes, I think it's
Yeah.
hyper surveillance. It's the idea of you could be recorded and you could be talked about online.
Yeah, so every time you say something, you're thinking about like, oh, how can I make that sound ironic so people don't know that I'm being serious? Um, does
How
it
can I
even
say this in
matter?
a way that it's not going to be set out like to a online space and my personal public life is going to be ruined or some stupid shit like that. Like,
In five
why, how
years.
do I say something so that I don't get called out on a twitter.com post, you
That's
know?
okay, guys. Twitter is back to when real men used to run the world, okay? Thank you, Elon. Thank you for restoring our faith in Twitter. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for embracing masculinity at Meta, you know? I just did it. I just did the thing that we were just talking about. Like, how can I make something sound like ironic so that people don't think? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just way too self-aware, man. Just way too self-aware.
I think sometimes we need to I also do think sometimes that we need to not complain about real life people too publicly on online platforms. Like, and I mean like as in real life people in your life. Like for example, my boss. I'm
Real.
not going to complain about specific things I didn't like about them when I was working for them because they're a real human being. Obviously, they can be annoying. They can be actually really just downright rude and disrespectful.
Yeah,
But I'm not going to publicly on an Instagram story talk about that person because you could actually link it back to that person. They have feelings.
yeah. I think I
They might be a
think
shit person, but they have feelings.
I think that there is obviously exceptions to that. If your boss
For sure.
crossed boundaries,
If your
then
boss actually
let them
assaulted someone,
exactly let them
harasses,
lose
racist comments, that
what
kind
they
of stuff
need
is
to
different.
lose. Yeah, but yeah, even like I don't know, people's like your interpersonal relationships. If it's not, I don't know, like last week I called out homie Lisa for not asking out a bartender. I think that's cool. I think that's okay. But it'd be kind of
Yeah.
wild if I was airing out like, yeah, she's just such a messy person who never clean.
Yeah, you don't. I think we've gotten too comfortable with saying shit like that online.
Yeah, yeah. There's no need, guys. There's
You
no
can air
need.
your own shit out, that's fine. Just be aware of
Ah,
whose shit you air out.
sometimes you don't
Even
even want to
then,
hear your own shit, man.
no.
Yeah, like sometimes, like I understand the need for vulnerability because I think it's really hard when like all you're shown is fakeness on the internet all the time, and some people feel like, okay, cool. The way to counteract it is like unfiltered authenticity, but unfiltered authenticity is also not the solution either. I think the solution
No,
is
it's not
just
healthy.
media literacy. The solution is
Yes,
just teaching people um what
there's a time
is
and place.
exactly what isn't real, how to be able to tell whether what someone is projecting onto your phone is real, what isn't real. Uh, oh! I know that this was like 20 minutes into the conversation, but I have been so happy and loving life since I got the time limit on my phone for Instagram and YouTube, like an hour and a half for them combined. It's
Oh, wow.
it's what it's made is I wake up and I try and use up Instagram and YouTube as much as I can so that by like 12 p.m. I can't use them anymore. And I'm like, I'm free. I'm free. Let's go. I am free from the shackles of these social medias. Yay. So, yeah, that's been me. It's been really nice. Actually, yeah, I've fully become that person who's like doing everything they can to, uh, not have a functioning phone because functioning phones are kind of evil. Like my phone screen's in black and white. I have an hour and a half combined for Instagram and YouTube. Instagram and YouTube are blocked on Chrome as well. Obviously, I unblock them when I need to, like, upload this podcast episode and stuff like that. But it's honestly been so nice.
Yeah.
It's been
I
so
think that
nice.
would be a lot easier for me. And this is an
If
excuse.
yeah,
I'm just
if I
realizing
didn't live in a
I'm
small
making an
town,
excuse. If I didn't have all my closest friendships on an online space.
that's
This is,
valid.
I just realized because I had the same screen time in Berlin and as here in Chamonix. And in Berlin, it was so easy because if I really felt the need to connect, I would just call one of you guys up.
On like Meetup, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
meet up, hang out. We didn't even have to do anything.
True.
True. Now I have to entertain myself, really. Because before, when I wasn't entertained by my phone, or I wanted to be entertained by something, but my time limit went off, I would
You use
reach out to you guys to
people,
be entertained.
which is so fucked up.
Now I have to entertain myself.
We are your
And
dopamine
that's so tough.
flashlights. That's all we are.
Yes.
And that's so crazy, bro.
I love you.
Thank you.
No,
I
but
love
now
you
you have
too,
to, I
man.
really have to entertain myself. Like, for example, this girl I've been talking to recommended me this book. And it's been sitting, I got it. It's been sitting on my table, staring at me, and I haven't fucking opened it once. And I can. What's stopping me? I just don't want to be on my own. In my head, I'm like, if I read this, I'm on my own, you know? If I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling, even if I'm not interacting with anyone, I'm like, it gives you the semblance of interaction with
Yeah,
people.
I'm a digital person, man. I'm on the web. I'm
And
surfing the
like,
web.
I'm seeing other human faces, so that must mean I'm interacting, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to gotta get over it, man.
I gotta get over it. I gotta get a grip.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
already
even need to
have.
lock in. I just gotta get a grip. I'm
Yeah.
losing my grip on reality.
And hey, let me tell you for free, being on the internet will not help with that.
No, it doesn't. I know it doesn't. That's the worst part is I am fully aware it doesn't.
Yeah. It is the crazy that we're on a call right now. I digested like right now that you are like hundreds of kilometers away from me, and that doesn't make any sense. And this isn't like
I'm
a fake. This is you right now. This isn't like my phone made up a persona of you based on all the pictures. This is so wild. Technology is
I am
crazy.
so glad I'm born in this generation
Yeah,
because I could not make it otherwise.
like YouTube and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is kind of nuts.
FaceTime is really what saved
FaceTime
me.
is so wild, man. The fact that you can even like zoom with the
I
back
still don't
camera on
get how it works.
FaceTime. How's
I don't
that
get it.
magic, bro? It's a kind of magic. So crazy. So crazy. Hey, we, despite being fatigued as hell, we managed to yap for an hour. So I think we should
Crazy.
call it quits. I'm
Call it
tired,
quits.
bro. I'm tired.
Yeah,
I want
and
to
I have
experience sunlight.
skiing to do. I actually have training to do.
Damn, okay.
Also,
Wow.
that's another thing. I'm not used to being the worst in like a group skiing
Learn
because I went skiing
the
with a
hard
group
way.
and they were all racing kids.
They were
I
all-
went to clubs throughout for the like entirety of my life racing kids. And that's for like any sport you do. If like you do it for fun and then you start hanging out with people that did it like somewhat like competitively
Yeah,
in
it's
their
like, okay.
childhood, it's such a
Okay, calm down.
different thing. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Okay, so like I'm the
Yeah,
worst
this,
here.
this isn't
And
fun,
it's
actually. Yeah.
yeah. It's not even
Alright.
that it's not fun. Just the whole time I'm like, they know.
Damn.
They know I'm not as good as them.
Yeah. But they don't care.
They don't care. That's the thing. They don't care. I'm the one
Yeah.
making this shit up.
Yeah, because when I do things with my friends that I've been doing all my life and that they haven't been doing. Like I remember I went on a run with a friend of ours somewhat recently, and the whole time she was like, I am so sorry, like you do this all the time. I haven't run in a year. And I'm like, brother, I don't give a fuck. Like
I'm just happy you're here.
I'm here with you and it's chill. And I'm not looking at my time being like, oh, I usually run a kilometer 2 minutes faster than this. I don't care. I don't care at all. Your
That's the
presence
thing is
what
because when
matters.
Luna was here and she was skiing with me, she's not as good as a skier, and I still had so much fun.
Yeah, you weren't like,
Because I didn't
oh,
give a fuck.
whack as shit. Why did I
No,
invite
I
her?
was like, yay, I'm skiing with a friend.
Yeah.
I'm doing sports.
If only we were as nice to ourselves as we are to everyone around us.
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, please try and be as nice to yourself as everyone around you. Try and be your own best friend. You know, if you've had a day of just slacking, your standards of slacking, not really doing much, whatever, think about if your best friend, any of your friends, if they were to witness that day in your life, what would they say? Yeah, maybe they'd also be like, damn, you should have locked in. But they definitely wouldn't call you useless for it.
That's so true. Because
Yeah.
I would never call my friend that, so why would I call myself that?
Why the hell would you call yourself that? Yeah. Okay, guys. Take care. If you live in the Southern Hemisphere, I'm so sorry that we're taking away your son. But you have it for longer than we do. Why am I saying we? Ugh. Ew. I've been Euro-pilled. That's so sad. Okay. Take care, guys. Have a lovely evening or night or morning, whatever time you listen to this. We'll see you next week. Ciao.